Dementia residents often say that we like to have a warning of what's coming up. So the best way of going about this so that they can know what is coming up is the whiteboard. Put up, for example, if it's your mother's birthday on Saturday, put that up on the whiteboard, her birthday and the time she's going to be picked up on Saturday. Then she has something to refer to and read. And also importantly, the staff can then remind your mother all week, each day, if they need to, that her birthday will be coming up on Saturday. Then she has that orientation. She's being reminded each week, each day by the carer that the birthday's coming up. She can refer to it and read it. Then when Saturday comes and there's the big fuss of her getting ready, she can be settled knowing that it's for a reason because it's her birthday that day, rather than it being a stress with it being landed on her and being disorientated, not knowing that it's her birthday, and indeed that's what all the fuss is about. So this is one way of being able to get around the memory loss of dementia, is having that whiteboard to refer to compensate for that memory loss. Whiteboards are fantastic. I mean, some relatives bring in diaries for the resident, which is a good idea in part, but I've found that usually the resident can only cope with looking at the diary and, flicking through each page, being orientated to it for the first few months maybe that they're at the unit. But most residents don't really have the cognitional orientation to cope with a diary, but most can read a whiteboard. They can certainly read their name on their door. So if their reading is elementary, just put the basics up on the whiteboard, but have a big whiteboard so that it's clear, big writing, and hopefully the person has prescription glasses so they can read it clearly. It really reduces the stress so much when all these things are in place for these people. So with the whiteboard, it may already have on the whiteboard the day of the week, which days of the week, which would be great. Excuse me. So you can put her showering days. So if, for example, her showering days are Monday, Wednesday and Friday, put that up. And then if her hair washing day is Monday, include that. And also another important aspect to include is the name of her carer, so that she's aware that that is the person that is going to be doing the showering on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and the hair washing on Monday. Now, whiteboards don't replace human contact or human conversation, but they're a great reminder. They more so something to refer to and read for the dementia resident. And so when you're there visiting your mother, go over the whiteboard, go over the appointments, get your mother to read them out, make sure she's understanding it. And if Anna comes into the room, the carer, while you're there explaining it, reintroduce her again to Anna, have a conversation, bring in the context. And all of this helps reduce the stress enormously, for people in dementia units, so they know what's going on. So often, dementia residents walk around the corridors all day aimlessly saying, what's happening, what's going on. I mean, it drives everyone crazy. But the thing is, they do want to know what's going on. Unfortunately, if they get so stressed out with this, repeat what's going on, if they get too highly stressed with it, even when you go in and explain to them what is going on, they can't absorb it, because they've just got themselves into such an anxious state that they're unable to imbibe. So that's why it's best at the beginning, when your parent first comes into the dementia unit, to get to know all the activities yourself. Then those activities that are most important for your mother, writing them up on the whiteboard. Now, the other range of activities, of course, is the monthly schedule that happens with the activity coordinator. If you can believe it, every hour there's an activity of some kind at a dementia unit, here in New Zealand anyway, with a full-time activity coordinator for 30 people. So, there's a lot of activities that go on. There's newspaper reading in the morning for half an hour, which most residents really enjoy that. Then there's exercise classes twice a day, morning and afternoon. Then there's, of course, the meal times, lunch, breakfast, lunch and dinner, which are activities in themselves. Then there's movie afternoons, men's shed, word games, quizzes, make and create, so many activities. So it's just a good idea to sit down with your mother, maybe take the monthly calendar, which is very small writing, so you'll need to read it out to your mother initially, unless she's got really good eyesight with her prescription glasses. Have the monthly calendar there, sit down at the kitchen where she can have context and see all the happenings going on, and just go through it and see which of the activities that she likes. I mean, you'll know what activities she likes as well, but include her in on it. There may be something new that she wants to try. Maybe she's never played bingo before and wouldn't mind giving it a go. So you can include that in the whiteboard activities, bingo and the time and date. And then often it's weekly, so Thursday 2 o'clock or whatever. Happy hour is often on a Friday or Saturday, so you can include that in, often in the afternoon. Then of course there's the weekly entertainer. That's always a big deal. Entertainers are great. They're often, older men who have been, great singers in their day and often still are. But the women love it actually. They don't mind if it's not perfectly in tune. So the entertainer, you can pop that on the whiteboard. And then when activities are deleted, like the birthday's over or whatever, then of course rub it out and just refreshen it up each week. And then your mother has a lovely board that she can read of the activities coming up, and as importantly, that the carers, that the laundry girls, that the cleaners who come in daily to the room can refer to it and remind your mother of. It's a really good conversation starter, this whiteboard. Look, it covers so many aspects and avenues, this whiteboard. And it's good conversation. If your mother's a bit shy, or she's a bit nervous with her speech, or she can't speak that clearly, the whiteboard speaks for her. And staff coming in can refer to the whiteboard and have a conversation with your mother on the basis of that. Oh, your birthday's coming up on Saturday and we'll get you all dressed up, and what would you like to wear? And birthdays are always a big deal in dementia units. A big deal is always made of birthdays, and staff always go all out, generally to remind the person that the birthday's coming up so that they can have those positive anticipatory feelings, because that's actually a very important part of an activity. It's looking forward to it. And because people with dementia can't remember, they don't get those anticipatory excited feelings unless they're reminded and it's referred to. So the whiteboard, they can get their reminder from the whiteboard and read it and refer to it from there. Those wonderful whiteboards, fabulous. Make it big, the whiteboard, not a tiny little whiteboard, a good solid big whiteboard, and then you've got plenty of space to write up everything, all these wonderful things that are going on for your mother. She'll have quite an interesting life in the dementia unit now, with all these things going on. So I've written these 2 books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise, both from a dementia unit. The first half is a novel of all the day-to-day aspects that dementia residents have to cope with and how they manage to overcome obstacles, etc. And the second half is the epilogues of the positive practical techniques for relatives to be able to help their family member either going into a dementia unit, which is what this book is about, and when they are already in the dementia unit, which is what the Resident's Rise is about. And these videos I've been doing as well, which, quite a lot of videos now, I know. So many videos, but it's clearly written, and if you're a reader, the books are good. It's good to get the books if you're a reader, both on Amazon and on my website www.pietavalentine.com. And thank you for your surge of support, TikTok. Thank you, and YouTube. Please subscribe. I mean, you are subscribing. Thank you for that.